I will be showing you how you can get this blur effect in your terminal despite having a text editor like Neovim opened in it. Now, real quick, if you don't know who I am, I'm Samarth BA. I've been writing Hyprland for over 3 years and I help other Hyprland users make amazing setups without wasting time. Let's get into it. Now, the app that I'm using, or rather the plugin that I'm using in order to make sure that Neovim gets this beautiful background color where I can still see my wallpaper in the background, right? So if I just change the theme to show you what's going on over here, as you can see over here, now let's just close and reopen. Yeah, as you can see, the theme changes, and along with the theme changing, the background blur also changes. Okay, we can also add in a different theme, something like noir. This is a custom theme, by the way, that I made. There's a link in the description that you can click where I show you exactly how to make custom theme switches like this one and how to apply tweaks like this to your terminal where you can get really cool blur effects in your background and a whole lot more. So just click the first link in the description right now and check it out. Okay, so let's go back to the normal Tokyo Night theme that I had. Here we are. Let's just close and reopen. Whoops. Yeah, this is it. Okay, here we are. Now, as I said, we're going to be using a plugin in order to bring this to fruition, and that plugin is going to be a little something called bg.nvim. And also, I'm using the Kitty terminal over here, and I'm pretty sure it's imperative that you use this terminal too, because I tried this with alacritty. I tried using bg.nvim with alacritty, and it just didn't work the same way. And besides, I've made a video on why I personally prefer Kitty's font rendering a little bit more compared to alacritty because it seems a bit smoother and the font rendering looks a lot like it does on macOS. And if you've used a MacBook before or if you've seen a macOS display, you'll know what I'm talking about. The font looks absolutely crisp and delicious, and that's that. So let's open the browser and let's go to this website. So it's github.com/typicode bg.nvim if I'm not wrong. Okay, here we are, and this is what it says. Automatically sync your terminal background with your Neovim color scheme. So the way this works is that basically, let's say that you pick any sort of theme in Neovim, okay? So I'm using nvchad over here, which means that if I press the space key and then th, I'm going to be able to pick a bunch of different themes. So I have something like aquarium, ashes, island, IO dark, and so on and so forth, right? So I can pick any one of these themes. Let's say I go with something like IO dark, okay? And then let's say I quit, and then I reopen it. Of course, the changes are not going to be applied, or as you can see, they actually have been applied, but the background color remains the same. Like you can still see the background with the blur and everything, and that doesn't change. So the reason why this works is because what bg.nvim is doing is it's taking your terminal's background color, like the background color that is provided by the theme, and then it's applying it to your terminal's background as well, which makes the two merge beautifully, which gives us this blur effect. Now in other terminals, it does the same thing, except you don't get the, blur and transparency. You can't actually see the background for whatever reason, which is why I'm using Kitty over here. And as you can see, it looks pretty damn good. I will also be showing you Hyprland's blur settings so that you can figure out how to get blur working without having it, be too translucent or too transparent, which makes things hard to read. So it just allows you to get a better feel for the kind of blur settings that you should use, okay? Now before that, let's figure out how to install bg.nvim. We scroll down over here, as you can see, as a little, file that shows us how bg.nvim works. So this is without bg.nvim. What happens is that as you change the theme inside Neovim, your terminal background color is not going to adapt. But on the right side with bg.nvim, if you change the theme, the terminal's background color also changes, which means that you have more coherence. Okay, now to install this, we just have to load it. We just have to, copy this command and then we have to paste it inside. And we have a how it works section as well. bg.nvim uses escape sequences to change the terminal background color. So when Neovim exits, it will restore the original colors, which is why if I do quit over here, it's going to still keep the same terminal colors and not change anything. Okay, supported by modern terminals like alacritty, foot, and so on. Okay, that's that. So let's copy this and let's go over to .config nvim, and then we'll find init.lua because I'm pretty sure that is where I have put this. Yeah. So I'm, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm using nvchad for my Neovim setup, which means that this is how I load plugins. If you use a different Neovim setup, I'm pretty sure you know how to install plugins. If you don't, you can just install nvchad. Just go over to nvchad.com, and then just click on the install button, follow the installation instructions, and you should get a little theme that looks something like this, right? Now what you want to do is again open init.lua as I just did, and you want to scroll down to this, place over here, basically where it says require lazy.setup. And here is where you want to add typicode/bg.nvim, this line that you saw earlier. So you copy this and then you paste it in over here. You can do additional formatting if you'd like to, okay? And then just add another comma after that. And then that's that. So all you have to do is just close Neovim and then reopen it, and that should be it. That should actually get your terminal background color to sync with your Neovim's color scheme. And as you just saw, this is a bit lighter compared to if I open Neovim. As you can see, it gets a little bit darker. Okay, now that is it for the Neovim front of it. We also have to deal with it on the kitty front. I'll just show you my kitty config. Yeah, so config kitty.conf. And by the way, if you're wondering what that colors folder is about, it's basically, has to doing with having to do with this theme switcher that you saw over here, but I can switch to a bunch of different themes, whichever one that I want to. Let's say I get bored of one theme, I can just switch to another and basically have fun while using my computer. It's the best thing ever. If you want, you can just click the first link in the description. I show you exactly how to create this one, exactly like this one for yourself. And that's that. Just click the first link in the description. Check it out. Trust me, it's going to be extremely, extremely helpful for you. Okay, now let's go back to Tokyo Night because I really like this color scheme. Looks pretty damn good. And now let's go to kitty.conf. This is what you see over here. Okay, now inside here, basically we have the font, and these are all the other settings that we have. So background opacity. This is an important setting, right? Because without background opacity, we cannot tell Hyprland to blur the background for us. We need, the background of any surface to be slightly translucent so that blur can basically be applied to that surface. So if I show you my notifications panel, for example, this too has blur applied to it, as you can see over here, right? It's slightly blurred. Now, if I change the theme to, it's still going to be blurred. Yeah, let's pick noir so you can see this. As you can see over here, it's been applied and it is still blurred. Let's see what else we have. Night Fox. Here too, you can see that the blur is being applied. Now, this blur is basically achieved by, again, dialing down the opacity of these surfaces, right? So we take a surface, for example, and then we just reduce the opacity, and what that does is it allows Hyprland to apply blur to that surface and make it look all pretty. Okay, now that's exactly what we're doing over here. Now if I reduce the opacity even further, you can see that there is a stronger blur effect. Now if I open this, as you can see over here, it becomes much harder to read, but you can see that it basically looks a lot more, see-through. And now if we increase that to something like 80%, of course 0.80 is 80%. As you can see over here, we see more of the background color, which makes it easier to read, but doesn't look as pretty. Now for a perfect balance of readability and aesthetics, I'm going to pick 0.5, which is going to be 50%, which gives us this beautiful blur background. Okay, now that is it for the kitty.conf. Let me show you my Hyprland blur settings. So if I go to config hyper, and where is it, modules, and about this modules folder, I cover it in detail in the first link in the description, which is basically Hyper Accelerator. So you can just go check that out if you want to. Okay, now in modules we have, let's see, it's in decoration.conf, pretty sure. Let's just click on that, decoration.conf. Now here we are. So our source, we're basically going to be sourcing these. Decorations default.conf. Again, that's more modularity stuff. You can just click the first link to check that out. But anyway, we're here for the blur. Now, my blur settings look a little something like this, right? Blur is, of course, enabled. You can also set this to yes and no, by the way, if you didn't know. True, 1, you can set this to 0 or 1 to be true or false or true. You can also set this to be yes or no. You can also set it to be yes, please. Believe me, that actually works. Yes, please actually works. So it's only looking for a yes. Whatever you add after the yes, it doesn't work. Little Easter egg for you there. It doesn't interfere with it. Anyway, now the blur size. The blur size is, of course, the size of the blur, which means just how much any window is going to be blurred. So if I reduce the blur size to something like 0, we're not going to have any blur, of course. We see a little bit, but this feels more like an acrylic finish, something that you'd see in the Windows terminal. But we do not want that. We want a little bit of blur, at least, like a proper blur. Let's add in this. 3 looks pretty nice. Now this starts to feel sort of like macOS's, new design, what they call some glass-related design. That looks good in its own way, but we like to keep blur a little bit more, so let's raise that up to 7. And yeah, this is what it looks like. And you know what? 7 doesn't look bad, so I'm going to keep it this way. Probably even reduce it to a 6. Okay, nice. Now, the blur passes. Basically, you can think of the same blur being applied to the windows like over and over again. So if I just reduce the passes to 1, of course, it's not going to be very blurry, right? You still see the very transparent kind of look. Not what we want. So we can just change this to 2. Of course, passes it again, and then again, and again. Now, if we change this to something like 9, as you can see over here, it, basically raises the opacity so much to the point where not only does it put a lot of stress on your system, it makes it look hideous. So let's not have that. Reduce the passes to 4 and looks pretty sweet, delicious. Okay, now ignore opacity. What is this supposed to mean? Now, basically, it's just going to apply blur, and you remember this surface that I told you about earlier? It's just going to ignore the opacity of the surface and then apply blur to it regardless. Okay, now X-ray is false. Now, if I change this to true, what it's basically going to do is just show the wallpaper, as you can see over here. Now, this would actually be clearer if I did this. Now, as you can see over here, no matter where I hover it on, if I turn X-ray to false, you will actually be able to see what's going on behind, right? So if I have another, window behind this terminal, for example, you'll be able to see through that. But if I turn X-ray to true, what actually happens is I'm able to see through any windows and just X-ray to the wallpaper, which this looks pretty good too. Like if you have a beautiful looking wallpaper like I do over here, seems pretty cozy, if I do say so myself. Okay, you can just have this and you'll be able to see your wallpaper anytime. This one looks pretty sweet too, so I'm going to keep that. And new optimizations, it's basically just new optimizations, which we have turned on. And inactive opacity is just going to be 0.7, so this is just going to reduce the opacity of windows that are inactive even further, so you get more focus on the window that you're currently hovering on. Okay, and active opacity, this option is to basically decide whether you want every single window to have that blur effect. So if I just turn this to 0.8, as you noticed, every single window is going to be blurred, like including this one. Of course, it has its own drawbacks in the sense that you don't get, proper full opaqueness, or rather opacity. You see a little bit of the wallpaper, but it's trade-offs. You're going to have to be willing to make a couple trade-offs if you do want, maximum aesthetics. There's also, a script that you could probably design to toggle between this active opacity and inactive opacity state, as I have done over here. If I just press Windows key and F1, there's this script which allows me to basically change between whether I am in this low animation, no animation state, or in this aesthetic state. All of which, by the way, I teach you and a hell of a lot more in the program, which is the first link in the description. So you can just click that right now and check it out. Okay, and that should pretty much be it. If you want a setup that looks blazing fast and pretty without having to waste time figuring out how to make it yourself, go ahead and click the first link in the description. As I mentioned earlier, I show you how to make theme switchers, squeeze every last bit of performance out of your system with tweaks like this one, right, where you have power saver, balanced performance, and a hell of a lot more performance tweaks and more. Basically, just have fun with your system. If you liked the video, hit like, and if you want to see more content like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising.